Hi children, welcome to today's session. Today we are going to learn third chapter from our grammar textbook. In the last class we have studied first and second chapter. Today we can discuss third lesson and one writing junction also, okay, composition. So first we can see the last day's homework answers. Means first chapter and second chapter I had given homeworks. You can check the answers. All the answers are given here, and see here, write a paragraph means one paragraph is given there. You can write in the textbook, means space is there, you can just write there. And see chapter 2 answers are here, just to see and correct it. And next chapter 3 we are going to learn about distributive adjectives. Distributive adjective. Adjective means we are just using the words to qualify the noun. Adjective, to qualify the noun, that is adjective, means beautiful or cute. They are the examples for adjectives. And what is distributive adjective? A distributive adjective is a describing word, means we have to say about a word, we have to explain a word, describe about a word that refers to separate thing. So we are using one word, that word is used to separate things, to indicate a group or things, or a group of things, or individually we can refer by using a distributive adjective. By example you can understand, and it refers to individual members of a group. So distributive adjective, the word that is used to indicate individual members of a group. If you are focusing in a group in a group there will be number of members. So we have to focus on the particular one, or we have to take the total, the whole group as one. There we can use distributive adjective. Then distributive adjectives are, see these are the main distributive adjectives. Each, every, neither, either. Means every distributive adjectives are used to show or refer a individual in a group or for a team. We are focusing on particular one. Then they are used with the singular nouns. So when we are using this type of adjectives, we have to use with the singular nouns only, okay. Then see here, it is important, each and every can be used interchangeably, means if we are writing one sentence by using each, there we can use every also. Means each means in a group we are focusing on the, individually we are focusing all, okay. In a group individually we are focusing everyone. Every means total, everyone should be included. Both will be, meaning is same, we are focusing on everyone. So each means each one in the whole group, each one, everyone should be focused. Every means totally taking, okay. So these two adjectives we can use interchangeably, okay. Then see the meaning of all four adjectives: each, every, either and neither. These are the four distributive adjectives. First one, each. See here, it is used to refer an individual or object in a group. We are using each for focusing on a particular one individual or one person in a group, or in a basket. If there are a group of fruits, we are focusing on particular a mango or a banana, we are focusing on the particular one. There we can use each, okay. Then here every, it is used to refer a group of individual or object. Even all the members of the group are considered. So there is not that much difference. Each means in a group we are focusing on one individual, but all will be considered. Here, see here, every means group of individual, focusing on a group, focusing on a group. Group means everyone in the group will be considered, right? Everyone in the group will be considered. And members of the group, all the, see, even all the members are considered. Here individual attention is giving, but here totally everyone should be considered as one, okay, total. Here little focus on individually, and here less focus on individual, but total group is considered. Minute difference only, but you can use both term in the same. And here this is both are different. Either means it is used to refer to one or the other between two options, either this or that, either pen or pencil. So it means choose only one. Two options will be there, you can take only one. Okay. Here neither means none of the options listed can be considered. Neither means nothing. Okay, nothing will be considered. Here either means among two options one will be considered. Neither means nothing is considered. Nothing is there is zero. Okay, nothing is considered. Negative meaning is there. Do you understand? See here, each means individually giving attention, individual attention, or refer to an object or individual. An object or individual means one. And here every means a group. A group is considered. And either means only one from two option. Neither means there is nothing is considered. Nothing, no consideration is there. Nothing is considered. Okay. So each and every we can use interchangeably. Meaning will be right. I will show you a few examples. See here, each girl will get a chocolate, means there will be a group of girls. Okay, 25 girls will be there and each one will get the chocolate. Individually giving attention. He used to call me every day. Every day means in a week 7 days are there, all days are considered. Every, all days. Neither of you are allowed in this class. Neither means negative meanings. It means what? No one allowed in the class. Neither means negative meaning, nothing is there. Neither of you are allowed in this class. No one allowed in this class. Either team may win, means one of the team will get the prize. So two options. Then here each participant needs to collect their participation certificate. Each participant means a group of participants are there. Each one should collect the certificate. Every mobile phone comes with a charger. See, it is usual, means for all the group, all the mobile phones, it is with a mobile charger also. Either book of the writer will win a prize this year, means two options, means either see a group of books will be there or two books are there published and one of the author will be awarded. So among two, one is selected. Neither dish was to my taste. So nothing was there up to my taste. Negative meaning. Okay. These are the examples. Then in your textbook also more examples are there. You have to read. And see children, it is our lesson 22 from our grammar textbook. Means it is one of the writing. It is compositions are there. You have to learn that also. So we are just taking one chapter from last page also. So chapter 22. Story writing. Okay, for composition we have to learn one writing also. That's why lesson 22. Story writing, already you know how to write the story and different parts are there to write a story. Beginning is there, middle and end. The last classes we have discussed this. Beginning means the starting, how to start a story. It includes the character and tell us when and where the story take place. So when we are starting to write a story, when it starts, we have to introduce the characters and when and where the story take place, means where it happened. Maybe one incident we are explaining through the story. So where it happened or when it happened, we have to focus on character and the time of happening and the place of happening. That should be mentioned in the first paragraph in the beginning. And middle we can express our whole content should be there in the middle. It carries the story forward with a turning point or a problem. So in a story there will be problem. As when you are seeing the movies, it is a story, we are getting a story from the movie. So in the middle we are getting, isn't it, we are getting a problem faced by the hero or heroine and finally they are solving that. Isn't it? Same way you can see in the story also. The beginning we are introducing the character. In the middle, main content means the problem what they are facing. Problem is there and a turning point will be there in the middle. And in the end we are concluding. Solution will be there. What the problem we presented in the middle, the solution will be there in the end. It is where the problem is resolved. If the moral is drawn from the story, it is included at the end. Isn't it? When we are reading a story, if it is having moral, we are getting the moral by the end. So that is the parts of story, beginning, middle and end. Okay. See your homework. Lesson 3, we have discussed the distributive adjectives. 3 questions are there, do in the textbook. And another one is write a short story in your English notebook. But even your books are in the school, so you can just write the story in your rough book. Okay, or when you are getting the notebook, that time you can write it. Okay, do you understand? Chapter 3 you have to do in the grammar textbook. And question number 2, write a short story. Even your books are submitted, so you can write after you are getting the notebook. Okay. Okay children, by this today's session is over. We can see in the next class. Thank you.